Welcome to I Love Papercraft Television. Today we're going to be doing the Fancy Favor box with a Halloween theme. This is a From the Crypt stamp set and the Fancy Favor box. You'll see the fancy part comes along the top. We're going to be doing a variation on this one, doing some sponging, distressing, and then using a little bit of the glitter. So let's get started by stamping our image. This is a nice spooky looking skull from the Crypt stamp set, which is my absolute favorite Halloween stamp set. I've been using it on everything. So just going to use some basic black ink, ink up the stamp. So that's good. So we're just going to stamp this wherever on our Whisper White cardstock. And you can see there's lots of detail on the stamp. You've got a pumpkin, you've got some bats coming out of the guy's head, a little ghost. You've got a lot of little interesting things going on there. So next thing you're going to do is take the tearing edge ruler. It's a nice metal ruler designed specifically for tearing your paper, as the name implies. Go across, and you rip your paper around your image. The one thing you want to try to remember to do when you do this is pull the bigger side of the paper in order to, so you see I have a little extra there that I want to get rid of. Just going to put it that way, turn the ruler around. It's much easier to grab onto the biggest piece as opposed to the smaller one. And I learned that one, but just my personal experience after getting some pretty sore fingers trying to take a really small piece off. I'll take this last little bit. Yeah, it ran pretty tight. So next thing I'm going to do is just take sponge. I like to cut up my sponges to get more of them. These are the Stampin' sponges. Just take an ink along the edges. There's no real rhyme or reason. This is supposed to look grungy and spooky, so as much or as little as you want. So you see that panel is all done. Next thing we're going to do is take the white, and we're going to take the Happy Halloween greeting from the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set. Again, stamp that in basic black. And then we're going to punch it out with the word window punch. The nice thing about working with classic ink is it dries really fast, so you don't have to worry about smudging it. So our little thing there. Then we're going to just, to give it a little more interest, we're going to take the modern label punch, and we're going to punch out a piece of elfin eggplant. And we'll take a little bit of snail adhesive, put this along the word window punch, and then take and layer this on the modern label punch. And then if you want, you just sponge it a little bit to make it a little spookier. Not everything should be white and perfect on a Halloween project, should it? Alright, there. So we've got this distressed and this distressed. Now we're going to go ahead and make our box. We're going to use the Fancy Favor die for the Big Shot, which is an extended die. So you're going to need your extended cutting pads, these super long ones. We're going to use some basic gray cardstock, 12 by 12. So we've got 12 by 6, just two 12 by 12s. What I'm saying is you can get 2 out of a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. So you're going to layer them as you normally do for that sandwich, and then just run it through. I love this box. It's really quick and easy to make a lot of them. And it's got a little bit of a wow factor to it. So I'm just going to pop out your box. Put the dies aside. And you're just going to quickly, all your score lines are really defined on this one, so you're going to see there's little ones on the side, which we'll deal with in a second. So then you're going to see you have a flap along the one side. You're going to take your sticky strip. Again, as I always say, use sticky strip for boxes and not snail, otherwise your box will come apart. And then you're just going to run your sticky strip right along here. And then again along here. And one thing I do find is that a lot of people do struggle with putting sticky strip on, so I find if you do have a hard time putting it directly on the project before you cut it off, make it go a lot easier. So then you're just going to take the sticky strip off here, And then you're going to flip your other side over and line up this edge. And you've got the scallops along the top to help you. So that'll be the back of your box where that seam is. So then what I've done with mine is I've just folded these in, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of sticky strip on each of these flaps. I don't put anything, will not be putting anything terribly heavy in here, but if you're going to put something really heavy, I don't know, some really heavy candy or I don't know, your kid rocks or something, I would really reinforce the bottom with lots of sticky strip. So then just peel these off. I don't know if how well you can see that, but that sticky strip is a little bit staticky. And then you're going to take this one, if I can get it off. If you don't have nails, you may want to use your bone folder or your snips to help you. So just turn off your box to help you really get good adhesion. So then you're just going to check where the back of your box is. That's where the back of it is because the seam is there. And you can see you have these little side ones, so you just fold those a little bit. And the score is right there, so it's, and then, you know, if you wanted, you could take this and really shut the box with some ribbon. You could do a lot of things, put a handle on it. So then we're just going to take a little bit of snail, pop it on the back here. So that's my, there's my front. I'm just going to put it on a bit of a funky angle. And then I'm going to take my label and take some Stampin' Dimensionals, pop that up. I don't know if I've ever done a project where you don't use Stampin' Dimensionals. It's kind of my favorite product of all time. And then I'm just going to put them off out of there. And then just to dress this up a little bit, I'm going to take a 2-way glue pen, just apply a little bit of glue to his eyes. I think this might be the end of my glue pen, people. And I'm just going to stick him right face down. Now you'll notice I've put my glitter, I'm getting glitter on my box, but it won't stick where it's not supposed to. I always put my glitter in little plastic containers. Same thing with my embossing powder. Saves it from traveling around. What is happening with this glue pen? Aha, there we go. Now you can see it. The nice thing with this 2-way glue is it goes on blue once it gets flowing, so you can actually see where it is. This second pass at putting glitter on is a little smoother. Tap it off. I always do glitter last on my projects, so as to prevent any glitter flying around. So there you see you have some really scary black piercing eyes, and that's it for this project. And then if you wanted, you could just stick some little candies in here, tie it up with the black and white striped ribbon, and that's that. Super quick and easy project. You can do a lot for the kids or for a teacher or any other loved one for Halloween. So thank you for checking this out. If you want more project ideas like this, please visit www.ilovepapercrafts.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day.